Hi everyone, today I'm sharing how I've used the Lumix S5D this year to shoot my short films. I'll share my creative process from a director's perspective, and you'll also find the short films I mentioned linked below. For my first short film shot with this camera, I was new to using it, so I did not want to risk too much, and I used like the picture profile so I could get a cinematic look easily straight out of camera. In this short film I used mostly neutral, non-vibrant colors, which I think works well with this picture profile. Although you can see a touch of green from the plants or nature in the background and the red font stands out a bit, I chose mostly black clothing to bring a hint of mystery into the story, and I leaned toward more vintage pieces to introduce a soft retro aesthetic. This picture profile pairs especially well with the sepia color grading in my opinion. In these wide and close-up shots, it brings out a nostalgic and surreal quality, exactly the feeling I was aiming for. You get a fluid sense of time and it emphasizes the emotion. For this particular shot, we used the Dutch angle, which I've always loved for the slight tension it brings. We used the lens at 30 to 35mm in this shot, with a tripod placed on the table to keep it static. Like this, it heightens the emotion. I shot my second short film with this camera in Vlog to experiment with a flat picture profile. The location is very minimalistic. It is an old building, there aren't many colors, so it was more challenging to create a filmic look and atmosphere. For this reason, I wanted a black and white color grading for half of the film, also because it helps depict alternate states such as dreamlike sequences or parallel realities and helps intensify the emotion. Here, there is a bit of pattern which helps to create the feeling of disorientation, while adding a touch of psychedelic unease to the atmosphere. The overhead shot I think works well for thriller in general. In these black and white scenes, I used the Helios 58mm to mirror the character's shifting mental state, moving from confusion to anxiety and disorientation. I used out of focus to depict the first stage of confusion, and the camera shake and 360-degree shutter angle to show the emotional turmoil. I was moving the camera as if I was dancing to get this shaky look. I shot my third film with this camera completely with manual focus vintage lenses. For instance, the scenes in the pink room were captured with a super Takimer 15mm lens, which adds to the warm hue and produces a creamy soft bokeh. I loved how it lent a subtle dreaminess and a timeless quality, allowing the characters to gently merge with their surroundings. In contrast, the virtual reality sequences were mostly shot with the Carl Zeiss Sienna Flectagon 35mm lens, giving the footage a cooler, rounded look, enhanced by the set elements, lighting, and final grading. Since the set was already rich with color and texture, I chose clothing in black dark tones or red. When red appears, it either draws the actor forward or allows them to blend seamlessly with the environments, creating a sense of visual harmony. The medium shot is the most common framing in this short film. While many visuals were planned in advance, some emerged spontaneously on set, allowing me to physically experience the space and choose the composition and movement that felt most natural. What I felt was missing, however, was a wider angle shot. With the 35mm lens, the frame felt tight at some point, and I had to bring the actors closer to fit them both comfortably within the same shot. I wanted to incorporate elements of the set, mirrors, clocks into the blocking, not only for their visual interest, but also for the symbolic resonance they bring to the story. The ending was particularly important to me. I wanted it to carry a spiritual dimension, and I feel that the Super Takimer lens captured that feeling beautifully. That's a wrap for this video, as I'm making it at the end of 2025. Looking back, it's been a productive year. This year I focused more on improving the quality of my videos. I'm very excited to see what 2026 will bring in terms of new creative ideas. But in the meantime, don't forget to like and subscribe to my channel if you're new. And thanks for watching.